Hello, CEO teachers. Welcome back to the CEO Teacher Podcast. Today, I am going there. I'm going back there. And I've done a lot of work recently on my mindset and how your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, they create your own reality. And my entire life, I've been a bridge burner. Does anyone relate to that? If somebody burns me, I just burn the bridge. And I never really practiced forgiveness and forgetfulness. Instead, I just burned the bridge and then I moved on with my life as if nothing had ever happened. Well, as I've grown, I've realized that sometimes you need to go back over that bridge. You need to go back to the person that you were to find out the reasons why. And did you burn the bridge because of something you did that you weren't proud to admit, or something that they did that you didn't talk about? Becoming indifferent is okay at times. Don't get me wrong. I do believe that there are situations in life when you shouldn't care. You should become indifferent because some people don't deserve that. But today's show is about something that I have never publicly chatted about. I know that people have been curious because our students way back when messaged and asked questions. And I thought it would be really good for you to see the human side of what happens when you decide to grow a company or a business or take on your first employee. Today's show is going to be about the day that two employees quit at the same time within 5 minutes of each other. Let's get into the show. Honestly, I can't believe I'm recording this because I'm a very private person. I know I share a lot on social media, and people think that's funny when I say that, but I am. I share what I want you to know on social media. But as far as my personal life, a lot of people don't know about my personal life, and that's a choice that I make. And so I hold secrets very well, and I'm very proud of that. And so sharing this today is me being very vulnerable with you, but also being very human, because as you all are joining in on your CEO teacher journey, there is a time when you can't do this alone anymore. There is a time where you have to grow. And one of the tips that you guys gave us on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, just go to Casey Morris. And I asked what you guys wanted to learn about on the CEO Teacher Podcast. And a lot of you said that you want to go past the basics. So today, that's what we're doing. I'm showing you that if you want to grow your business, you must think about hiring out. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we love to use the song by Sia, Together We Can Take It Higher. I think that's the thing. It's called Together. But that's kind of the idea of today's show. Richard Branson said, customers do not come first. Employees come first. If you take care of your employees, they'll take care of your customers. And Steve Jobs said, it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so that they can tell us what to do. And if I know anything about the day that two employees quit within 5 minutes of each other, it's that I was the boss that pointed the finger and told them exactly what to do, step by step. In my eyes, I created this. I made this business. So you must do what I say because I pay you. And I think that a lot of us grow up with that idea. I think that a lot of us hear people talk about that, and that's what a boss is. But it's not. That's not what a company does. That's not what someone that wants to grow does. I talk a lot about creating systems and processes, and those are now all in place in our company. And there's no pointing or finger pointing doing this. Everything is just a system. We do this way. Here you go. Here's the video. Here's the step-by-step. And so anyone that comes onto our team, I'm not telling them what to do. Our company has an entire portfolio of systems on here's how we post on Instagram. Here's how we write a blog post. Here's how we edit this. Here's how we upload a coaching call. And so when I stopped trying to finger point and tell people what to do and instead thought of how can I make this easier for everyone? How can we make this to where it is a lighter load for everyone to carry? And when I stopped thinking that this company could only grow with me is when our business grew far beyond anything that I could have imagined. in 2021, an average of 3.98 million workers left their jobs every single month because they were unhappy. 300,000 public school teachers and other staff left the field between February 2020 and May 2022. 57% of teachers leave because of burnout and stress. And according to recruiters and career coaches, a teacher's ability to absorb and transmit information quickly, manage stress, and multitask are in high demand for new jobs. That's why a lot of you listening are interested in leaving the classroom. But what if someone wasn't pointing their finger and telling you what to do too? Would that make you happier? Would you enjoy your job again? So how can we as small business owners use this knowledge to lead a team? How can we as teachers say, you know what, I am going to lead people effectively instead of pointing the finger or thinking that because I pay them, they owe me this? Because that is not the way that I treat my employees now. I am absolutely in love with the people that work at CEO Teacher. I'm absolutely in love with their spirit. They make me a better human. I don't feel like they work for me. I feel like we work for each other. And I know that they share the same passion that I do. I've seen the tears on the coaching calls. I've heard them excited for all of our students. And that starts with a really good vision and a really good strategy and a whole lot of support. We believe that there are 3 parts to being an effective leader. And so I want to share with you how we've created this and hopefully how you can too. First, you must have a visionary. I'm regurgitating a lot of things that I've read over the years, but we read the book Traction and Rocket Fuel by Wickman. We'll put those in the show notes if you're interested in these books. But honestly, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for all that when I first got started. The book that really changed a lot for me was The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. That's when I understood what systems and processes could do for a company. And that's when we began to implement those strategies before we really got to the effective team leadership. But first, you must have a visionary. And that's someone that can be a good leader because they know exactly where the team is going. They can put into action how they're going to get there. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a visionary through and through. I can see the vision. I can run for it, but it is messy. Visionaries cannot get there step by step. They know what they want, but they don't know how to get there. And a lot of times they don't even know how to say what they want. They just assume that people know it. And from the outside, it seems like they have it all together. But if you really peek behind the curtains, it is a mess. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the call with the vision. I've written it down. I've prayed over it. I've looked at it. I've said things about it for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks. And then I jump on the call with the plan. I've got a PowerPoint presentation. Not really. Not anymore. I've got the notes and then I look out at the team and they're so excited. And then we've got a whole nother plan within 30 minutes because I had the vision, but the vision is only that. You can be a dreamer, but without action, you have nothing. So next, you must develop a strategist. And that's someone that shares the direction that you see in the company. They want to help you move forward and they want you to chase your goals and they want to show you how to get there. Why am I getting emotional about that? Because I found that in a human that I just didn't even know existed, who didn't judge me for my crazy ideas and my crazy dreams. And I would share them with her. And as a strategist, she can break down all of these ideas piece by piece and then show us exactly with a timeline that's color coordinated how to get there. And I get emotional about it because I now know that I can't do this without the support of these people. They are the reason why our lives are so much less stressful. Just thinking about the 3 parts of how to have an effective team, knowing what I know now, that your happiness depends on this if you're running a business. And I, from the bottom of my heart, believe that. You must have a visionary. Then you must have a strategist. Then you also must have a supporter. someone on the team that uses those strengths, that supports the company, that sees the vision, that cries with you. Tina, we love you too. And I knew I had heard it and I read about it, and I honestly didn't know that it existed. But when you know, you know. And I know that these women may go on and have amazing careers outside of our company one day. I just want them to be happy at this point. I don't see it as I pay them. I see it as we are this huge working machine that loves what we do, that has a passion for helping teachers, that wants to move this forward as much as possible. But we have to do it in this order. Let me share the idea, the vision. Let our strategist take over and lead the way. And then we couldn't do it without our supporter who cheers us on when we're not sure if we should take the next step and we're not sure if this timeline is going to be suitable. We have to have all three components to have an effective team. In addition to that, we totally believe in values, in attitudes, and objectives. Those are also three basic foundations of a successful team culture. You must share the same values. Our number one core value here is be a good human, be good to all people. You must have the same attitude. You must get on a call and vibe with your people. If you aren't vibing on the same energetic level, if someone on your call is looking down or not paying attention or scribbling on paper and they're not there, they're not in it with you, you got to cut the cord. And I have gotten a lot better about that. I used to just let it go on as long as it could go on. But I now know that if someone's not sharing our same attitude, if you're not helping us row, then you're just keeping us stuck. All aboard the CEO Teacher Train coming by right now. Also, what objectives are you going to help us solve? If we have a problem here and this is your avenue, we love initiative. So if you are on our team and you have a great way to solve a problem, to help us with one of our main problems, our objectives, and you say, hey, I've got an idea. Can I try this? Yes. Because remember, together we can go far. And so I love taking in every single idea that our team gives us. And I say, run with that because they can do it better than I ever dreamed of. So effective teamwork comes in many shapes and sizes, and it has a significant impact on the success of your business. There are a few ways that you can really try to feel out all of this new energy as you hire people. I don't hire virtual assistants anymore. I see why you would in the beginning, but virtual assistants are just going to be really good at one or two things. They, to me, are not what a team is if you're interested in growing a group of people that will work for you for a long duration of time. If you're interested in that, I want to encourage you to hold a brainstorming session with them. We do this once a week, get feedback from the team, talk about where they see the future of the company, keep score of where you are each and every week so that you can see where you need to go. Also, open up the doors for a willingness to share their expertise. So I might share an idea, but now I want to hear what you think, or here's what I want you to work on this week, and let's talk about it next week. You got to find ways for your team members to share their gifts and talents. If someone is not a graphic designer, but says, I want to be creative, can I do this? Yes. If someone is not a natural born copywriter and they say, I like this part of my job, I want to do more of it. And then you get a message a couple months later that says, you have the best copywriter I've ever seen. And it's like, wow, you think that you have to hire people for specific jobs, but if you just love people and give them their talents, give them their joys, they can do it better than you ever thought. Remember, you have to rise and fall together. Celebrate the wins. Support each other through the challenges. I know that what you see on this side of the CEO teacher seems like it's all rainbows and butterflies. We've had the highest of highs, and the day that 2 employees quit, for me, that was the lowest of lows. That was the worst day of my business life. I can remember it all. I won't go into the details of it, but I've never felt so betrayed, hurt, embarrassed, shameful, unable to stand back up. I've never felt that way before. I remember I was in the airport. I was going to get something for lunch, but I couldn't eat because I was physically sick. And I called, who is now our strategist and our integrator, on the phone, and I told her what happened. And she easily said, I'm going to help you pick up all the pieces, but here are the things that I need from you. And I will never forget that day because that's the day when everything changed. That was 3 years ago. And I am so grateful for that heartache. But also, I hope that you can remember to be a good human, be good to all people so that that mistake doesn't happen to you. So some action tips I can give you to make sure that that doesn't happen is that you must communicate clearly. Always keep your team fully informed of projects, goals, priorities, and essential deadlines. I didn't have anyone that was making a timeline. I was like, hey, I need this now. Oh, hey, can you get this to me Monday? And I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. So that doesn't work with a team. So we use Asana and we keep everyone informed on tasks, and I no longer micromanage. I don't look at everything they turn in. I don't say, hey, tell me what you're doing today. Hey, I know that they do their job, and that is enough for me. We also use Slack, and we send out quick sound bites a lot of times, but very, very few and far between now. Back in the day, Slack, like I was slacking everybody everything, like do this, do this, do this, do this. And now Slack is like where we share our wins and where we are excited. Hey, do you have this real quick? Because I've got to send an email. But we have a lot of boundaries with Slack. 99% of the time, we do not Slack outside of Monday through Thursday business hours. And it's always so positive. It's great. It's always a great conversation in there. The next step is to encourage feedback. So have those face-to-face meetings. Do them regularly. Accept insights from your team. Figure out what's working, what's not, how you can fix it. Next is help your team see the big picture. So if you're the visionary, you've got to be able to let them know where you're headed so that it can clarify the journey. The next step is remember to be a good human and be good to all people. This is our core belief, and we embody this now in every decision and interaction that we have, either with our employees or with our customers. And then finally, offer guidance and instruction. So create those systems and operating procedures that I chatted about from the book, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. Figure out how you want the task completed. This will allow a team member to replay it as needed. It'll give them written step-by-step instructions, and it'll allow you to come out of the micromanaging, pointing your finger role. And if you do it right, really right, it's going to be a long, slow process, but it'll be the best thing that you ever did. So what did this day, the day that I lost 2 employees, tell me? That when I was thinking of growing and hiring people, I did so in the wrong way. I did so as quickly as I could without really thinking about the true vision and how we would get there. I micromanaged, I was hand-holding, and that is completely on me. I don't claim to be the best boss ever, but I know that I am better than I was 3 years ago. Make sure that you have clear goals, you have a timeline, you're consistent with your communication, you're kind, and you have end of project objectives. Thanks so much for listening, guys, this week to the CEO Teacher Podcast. I swear I will not cry next week, or I'm going to try. I promise I will try not to cry next week. Have a great week. Bye.